What's up, guys? I'm going to talk to you today about the Fix-A-Floor. It's good for repairing loose ceramic tile. Basically, what you start with is finding your loose tile. You want to get a corded drill. It's got a masonry bit on it. You want to use it for kind of basing on the size of the grout line that you have. You kind of hear the difference. The biggest complaint I've heard is the grout line not being big enough for a drill bit. Obviously, I'd use a bigger bit as you can, depending on the size of your grout line. Luckily, we got real big ones here. So basically, you drill down kind of along the side so that you can kind of get under it. A lot of times what I like to do is take the dust that's left over, kind of push it back into the holes. When you do that, you can kind of see, not so much here, let's try here. But what will happen is little dust clouds will come up out of the holes, and that's kind of what lets me know that you've made it clear under the tile, where if air is coming out, then that means liquid should be able to go in. Once this is done, you take a shop vac, vacuum up as much of the dust in the holes as you can. Once you feel like you have a lot of your holes cleaned, then you take your Fix-A-Floor. I got 12 tubes for $89.99 off of Amazon. But you basically cut these unscrew, but you basically cut it perforated to the size of the hole. There's little increments there of what you're drilling into your grout line. What we did was we found one that we just kind of kept that was perfect and seemed to be working better than the others. And what we basically do is just screw it onto each one instead of having to cut every single one individually and kind of starting that process over again. So it's kind of got the consistency of like an Elmer's glue. We keep a bucket of water just to kind of wipe it up. It's kind of runny. You can see I got started out here. But basically, you kind of just find your holes, and once you get a good one, you can kind of start putting it in, injecting it in. You want to kind of get a good tight seal around the hole so that it doesn't just come back up in the hole that you're in. But you can see this one did pretty well. It actually started popping up on some of the other holes, and that's when you know you've really kind of made it all the way to the other side. But basically that's it. Once this is kind of all the holes are filled, then we'll kind of go back in with a wet rag, wipe it all up really good, and then we'll take a little bit of grout, mix it up, and then you basically go back through with just a little cup of it in your finger, and you just kind of push it back into the holes. You can kind of see here's a couple that we've done previously, and we just kind of fill it back in. And after, this is a restaurant, so after you mop it a couple times, it should blend right back in with the dark color again. But if you have any comments, feel free to leave them. Thank you.